I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Ryan Giles with Ryan Giles MTG. Hoo-ha, we're back with more Aetherdrift spoilers. First up, we have Hashaton, Scarab's Fist. Now, this is the backup commander for one of the commander decks, and he's a white, a black for a 1/3 legendary zombie wizard. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay a blue and 2. If you do, create a tap token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Ew, ew. So, this first deck is gonna be all about zombies. So next up we have Saheeli, Radiant Creator. It's a green, a blue, and a red, and 1 for a 4/4 human artificer. When you cast an artificer or artifact spell, you get an energy counter. Beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 energy counters. When you do, create a token as a copy of target permanent you control, except it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to its other types and has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Oh, okay. So it turns stuff into artifact 5/5 artifact creatures. Well, that's a Saheeli thing to do. And then we have the backup commander, which is Pia Nalar, Chief Mechanic. So a green, a blue, and a red for a 2/4 human artificer. Whenever 1 or more artifact creatures you can control deal combat damage to a player, you get 2 energy counters. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1 or more energy counters to create an XX colorless vehicle artifact token named Nalar Aetherdrift with flying and crew 2. X is the amount of energy spent this way. Okay. I could be down with that. Kind of an energy-focused deck. Also, we talked about loot being in these 3 colors. The loot from the set would be a nice addition slot into this particular deck. Hoo-ha. Next up, we have one of the special guests for this set, Lord of the Undead. So 2 black and 1 for a 2/2 zombie. The zombie creatures you control get +1/+1. Pay a black and 1. Tap it, return target zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. Well, that certainly fit in well with that whole zombie theme we saw in the first commander deck. Hoo-ha. Next up, we have Hull Drifter, a artifact vehicle take on the Mole Drifter. So it's a kind of a beefy 2 blue and 3 for a 3/2 artifact vehicle with flying. When it enters, you draw 2 cards and crew it for 3. We have Valor's Flagship, which is a beefy 3 white and 4 for a 7/7 legendary artifact vehicle with flying, first strike, and lifelink. You can crew for 3 and cycle for a white 2 and X. When you cycle this card, create X/1/1 colorless pile of creature tokens that saddles, mounts, and crews vehicles as though its power were 2 or greater. So it's a big, beefy, white boy. Next up, we have Pyrewood Gear Hulk, the the next of the two colored Gear Hulks. So 2 red, 2 green, and 2 for a 7/7 artifact creature construct with vigilance and menace. When it enters, other creatures you control get +2/+2, gain vigilance and menace till end of turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Ew. We have starting column, three generic that has an artifact that starts your engines. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. When it has max speed, you can sacrifice this artifact, draw 2 cards, and discard a card. Okay, we have Oil Deep Gear Hulk, which is 2 blue, 2 black for a 4/4 artifact creature construct with lifelink and ward 1. When it enters, look at target player's hand. You choose a card from it. If you do, that player discards that card and then draws a card. Okay. Next up, we have another special guest in Chrome Mox. And no, this is not the other Lotus, but it's 0 mana for the special guest artifact with imprint. When it enters, you exile a non-artifact, non-land card from your hand. Tap to add 1 mana of any of the exiled cards' colors. So hoo-ha. We have Air Response Unit, a white and 2 for a 3/3 artifact vehicle with flying and vigilance that cruise for 1. And we have Hazoret Godseeker, which is one of the the only of the returning gods, according to the Mark Rosewater spoiler. So it's a red 1 for a 5/3 legendary creature god, indestructible and haste. And start your engines. You can pay a generic and tap it. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. And it can't attack or block unless you have max speed. So you really want to use this this ability here to have your creatures get through so it can attack and block. We have Repurposing Bay. A blue and 2 for an artifact that has pay 2, tap and sacrifice another artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value. Then put that card onto the battlefield and shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. Interesting. We have Bloodghast. 2 black mana for a 2/1 vampire spirit. The creature can't block. The creature has haste as long as an opponent has 10 or less life. And a landfall. Whenever the land you control enters, you return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, kind of an interesting vampire with a landfall ability. We have Quag Feast, which is a black and 1 for sorcerer reads, choose target creature, planeswalker, or vehicle. Mill 2 cards, then destroy the chosen permanent. Its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. Interesting. That's an interesting removal spell. Now, this would fit very well in a self-mill deck. So, hoo-haw. Next up is a creature that I just can't believe exists. This is Aganosaur Rex. 2 green and 3 for an 8/8 dinosaur with trample and cycling for a green and 2. So when you cycle this card, put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature or vehicle. It gains trample and indestructible till end of turn. Say what? Colossal Dread what? Squeezing me? This has got to be one of the most powerful cards to come out since Shields of the Apocalypse. 5 mana for an 8/8 trample that you can cycle to do stuff with. Screw me. Now, we're going to go back for a second and look at something. Now, remember this card. It's an 8/8 trample. Remember Thunderous Velocipede? 2 green and 1 for a 5/5 trample vehicle that if its mana value is greater than 4, it enters with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Now, if you have that vehicle out, and then you put this guy out, this guy becomes an 11/11 trample creature for 5 mana. What the fracknabbit? It earns every bit of its mythic rating and then some. Holy sh! If you draft those 2 cards in your in your pre-release, you're just crushing the competition. And if you're playing anything with Start Your Engines, you're trampling over everyone. Dude. This card is insane. So next up is Light Shield Parry. A white mana for an instant it reads, target creature gets +2/+2 till end of turn, and you can cycle it for 2 generic. And we have Draconautics Engineer. This is another kind of insane ability. So, he's a red and 1 for a 2/2 Goblin Artificer, which counts in that whole Artificer thing that people have going on. He has an exhaust ability of a red. Other creatures you control gain haste until end of turn, and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay, that works. But he has another exhaust ability of a red and 3 to create a 4/4 red dinosaur dragon creature token with flying, which is another thing that we saw in the Rosewater spoilers. So this guy, you can fit in your dragon deck. So, hoo-haw. And here is an explanation of start your engine. Because whenever opponent loses life during your turn, if your speed is 1 or greater, increase your speed by 1, max speed is 4, this ability triggers only once each turn. So it's a two-sided token type thing. Okay, it just shows the names of the two commander decks are Living Energy and Eternal Might. One focusing around energy, the other focusing around zombies. So, hoo-haw. It's certainly an interesting set. So we're just going to see how this plays out. We got a few more cards. We got Sab's Sun-In, Luxa Embodied. So a green, a blue, and 3 for a 6/6 legendary creature god with reach, trample, and indestructible. It can't attack or block unless it has an even number of counters on it. Then you get your first main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards. Okay, so this is one of the new gods. We went over the Midnight Mangler. And we have the Venom Sac Lagak, a green and a 1 for a 2/1 lizard mount with Death Touch. Whenever it attacks while saddled, it gets +0/+3 till end of turn. Saddle it for 2. We got Streaking Oil Gorger, kind of a beefy black and 4 for a 3/3 vampire with flying and haste. Has start your engines, and when it gets to max speed, it has lifelink. And it has Prowl Catcher Specialist, a red and 1 for a 2/1 Goblin Warrior with haste, an exhaust ability of pay a red and 3 to put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. So, hoo-haw. So definitely some interesting cards in this set. I don't know where this is going to go or how well it's going to be received by the Magic populace. But like I said, it's an interesting set and has a lot of different mechanics to it. So, hoo-ha. We'll see you have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.